Hi, Sewing Mastery fans and all of our Stitching Cosmos online course students. I'm Sarah and I am just finishing up the April Stitching Cosmos Challenge. So on this particular month, we're talking about doing tassels, sewing on buttons, and doing some fun things with buttonholes. Who would have thought? Now, first off, number one, if you are just watching this video and you might have just signed up for the Stitching Cosmos online course, have no fear that you're behind. All we did is we just started in January. I had some extra blocks I wanted to get done, and so I kind of gave myself each month a time set aside to kind of work on each lesson. One lesson a month as we progress throughout the year. So hopefully, if nothing else, this just inspires you to know what lessons you have ahead of time. And just jump in and post a picture or two of the blocks you're working with. So I just had some extra blocks that were already sewed together. So number one, that's always fun to just kind of have some blocks ready to go. And all I did this month was the technique. I didn't go in and add lots of decorative stitches yet. Sometimes I like to wait till the next couple lessons to come back and embellish those. Like for next month in May, we're going to be working with twin needles, and doing some twin needle decorative stitches is always kind of fun. So for today, all I did was just go ahead and add the tassels and then stitch the buttons in place. And I know that sometime my machine will be threaded up with the perfect color and I'll have the perfect stitch to add to this block. Or maybe not. Maybe I'll just let it be because I kind of do like how the different colors of buttons have popped. Now, this one I did jump ahead. I was inspired by one of my students' quilts and that they actually used a twin needle to do buttonholes. And I remember the first time I saw her block and I went, "Oh, what did you do?" And she goes, "Well, I had a twin needle on it. I want to do a buttonhole." But the buttonholes did overlap, so she didn't actually ever put any ribbon or fiber through them, but I love the way they turned out. Plus, even up in this corner, we see that buttonholes have been put in another way where they are radiating out. And I love how that just brings your eye to that corner as well as all over the quilt. So I kind of wanted to do something similar where I too put a twin needle on, but adjusted my buttonholes so I could actually cut down the middle. So it actually looks like they're kind of 3D, or it looks like there's like 4 rows of stitching because the buttonholes look that way, and I had some fun. And then I just put the sheer ribbon through because that was what was going to let me see some of the effect of the twin needle through the ribbon. So I wasn't totally covering it up. Now don't forget, a lot of your machines actually have eyelets, and so those could be more of a circle finish. So if you're looking for something not so buttonhole looking for your particular blocks, check out what the eyelets could do for sprinkling in or having fun with, like this block did around the circular sewing attachment. I have one more quilt here where the buttons, when they were stitched, were actually stitched in a stacked form. So if you can't decide which button to actually choose and you have lots, stack them from largest to smallest. Now usually you can't do that with your sewing machine. You'll have to stitch it on by hand, but that does add a fun element to this particular block. A reminder, if you choose to send your machine out to a long arm quilter, it is best to identify where those buttons will go, but don't sew them on until after the quilt is quilted. Maybe go ahead and take a picture of how you envision them to be placed, and then just take a little bag and like attach it to the back of the block. That's such an easy way to make sure you don't lose your buttons, but that would definitely be something to be considerate because a long arm quilter will have an issue as it gets close to buttons. So buttons should go on last. If you plan to do your own quilting, usually you have a little bit more freedom and you can work yourself around those buttons and they don't get too far in the way. Here's another one where the buttonholes were just nice and petite, adding in a great way, and look, multicolors. So obviously just adding some extra pop of color, and who would have thought buttonholes could be so much fun. Now, coming up in May, we are doing our next fiber exchange. So if you don't know what that is, we'll put links below this YouTube video. If you're interested in this course and you're like, what is all this fun stitching that Sarah's doing? Jump over to our Stitching Cosmos online course. We've got 10 videos that you can watch for free. See how you will master your sewing machine in all these wonderful techniques and working with your decorative stitches. So I actually have one of our fiber exchange students. So I actually have quite a few in right now for the May 15th, 2021 fiber exchange. And I thought, wouldn't it be fun to open this up? This one is from Kathy in White Lake, Michigan. So I hope you don't mind us opening this up. I always love little surprises, but I bet this is going to be fun, hopefully inspiring others to do the same. And if you do send in your fibers to be exchanged, you will get one of Kathy's selections. Here we go. Oh, she's got the sparkle in it. You know what this would have, I should have opened this earlier. I could have used this with my tassels. So part of the fiber exchange is so you have a variety of different colors. Oh my gosh, this is like perfect. I love that the yarns are a little bit thicker, so things that I wouldn't normally purchase. And the idea is that you get 3 different yarns from each person who participates in the exchange. So definitely you're going to be sending in 20. You're going to get 20 others from other people, and then on their cards will be 3 different fibers. So you're going to end up with 60 different fibers. Super fun. Like I said, we'll put links below this YouTube video where you can check out what that takes to be part of the fiber exchange. So this is what Kathy sent me. Looks perfect. She's got her information so I can make her beautiful box going back to you. So I can't wait to see everybody else's. Thought you'd like a little sneak peek here. So next month, I know, May will be here before we know it. May is going to be, or our 5th month, is going to be our pin tuck blocks and working with twin needles in all different sizes, and actually throwing in some triple needle options as well. So I have a couple kind of orphan blocks. That's kind of how this whole challenge got started in the first place. The orphan blocks where the pin tuck fabric was created, and then I actually sewed it in, like on the back, I sewed a circle, and then I cut out kind of like a reverse applique. So I can't wait to embellish this, add some stitches. Definitely need to add some stitches because I've got some parts that are coming away. I even have a turquoise one, so I know exactly what I'll be working with next month. So thank you so much. I hope you have a wonderful month stitching, trying out some new techniques and presser feet so you can just get more familiar with your sewing machine. That's what the Stitching Cosmos online course is all about. If you haven't enrolled yet, I hope to see you in class soon.